Rex is a series of reviews/recommendations told in 4 frames. This is the final installment of Season 1, Part 5, Faith, Grand Order, Zetai, Maju, Sensen, Babylonia, Episode 18. Star of the beginning, we look up at the sky. The series was produced by Studio Cloverworks, and this episode was the directorial debut of celebrated young animator Nakaya Onsen. It originally aired on the 22nd of February 2020. Here is an introduction. Nakaya Onsen is an interesting figure in the anime industry, a mostly self-taught artist. Early on in his career, he gained recognition not as an animator, but as an illustrator and mangaka, publishing a variety of webcomics, illustrated novels, and original art pieces. It was back in 2015 at just 22 years of age when he made his anime debut, and he got the opportunity to work on this sequence here from episode 11 of The Idolmaster, Cinderella Girls. Going forward from there, Onsen became a freelancer, drafted in to add garnish to episodes which required that additional punch of Sakuga. A year later, and in 2016, he was contributing sequences to 3 of the year's standout anime visually: Flip Flappers, Occult 9, and Kisniver. However, it was on the 9th of December 2017 when the animation world would have to sit up and really take notice, as he was a member of the team who worked on the remarkable Reunion and Farewell, that stunning 22nd episode of Faith Apocrypha. That episode was helmed by the prodigiously talented young Taiwanese animator Hakuyu Go. Go was in charge of the episode's direction and most of the key visual highlights. However, the credits revealed that an all-star cast of young and talented animators had contributed to the production, and Onsen was one of the names on that list. It was he who handled the animation for the episode's secondary action sequence, the battle between Atalante and Achilles, a remarkable display of battle animation in and of itself. However, perhaps the greatest indicator of Onsen's transcendent talent was this emotional sequence here between the 2 combatants in the wake of their battle. This was a beautiful showcase of one of his key strengths as an animator, how beautifully he uses physicality to capture emotion. 2018 and 2019 would also prove to be good years for Onsen, as he continued to add key credits to his increasingly impressive resume, contributing standout cuts to Grand Crest Senki, Azur Lane, Fooly Cooly Progressive, and perhaps most famously, this sequence here from episode 11 of Mob Psycho Season 2, Guidance, Psychic Sensor. The stage was now set for his much anticipated debut as a director, and he got the chance to make his mark with the 18th episode of Faith Grand Order, Absolute Demonic Front Babylonia. What the world would witness was something truly remarkable. From literally the opening frame of the episode itself, the thing that jumps out about Star of the Beginning above all else is its scale. The set pieces in this episode are massive, and throughout the series itself, in the build-up to this particular episode, there was a definite emphasis on making the world itself feel huge. Results were mixed throughout the series, however, but Star of the Beginning had no such issues, and when compared to the other episodes in this series, it just felt bigger. This was because Onsen was skilled enough to use the series' emphasis on scale to properly highlight the magnitude of the stakes at play by this point in the series, and he achieved this primarily through very creative shot composition. For example, check out this amazing cut here of the ziggurat as Gilgamesh delivers his final address to the citizens. Or here, as we get a towering Tiamat seemingly dwarfing Mash who occupies the foreground. As I said, it just feels huge. The episode itself is unsurprisingly a tour de force in terms of animation from start to finish, and at various points has to be seen to be believed, with the obvious high point being Quetzalcoatl's jaw-dropping final stand against Tiamat in the closing moments of the episode. The animation during this encounter seemed to just erupt from the screen. In particular, the explosions of molten flame after Quetzalcoatl unleashes her noble phantasm was just a breathtaking sight. Another feature of this episode that Onsen deserves praise for is the incredibly emotive facial animation he employed throughout. It just oozes expressiveness. In the more downbeat moments of the episode, the facial animation of the characters is delicate, warm, and peaceful. But when the intensity amps up, that tension is written all over the characters' faces. In particular, I loved how Ushiwakamaru and Benkei's features were distorted and twisted during their final moments. This profoundly expressive animation adds a richer, more impactful emotional punch to the confrontations of the episode. And for the 4 frames I selected, I wanted to capture that emotion. which was such a defining feature of the episode itself, while showcasing the numerous creative ways in which Onsen managed to diffuse it throughout the episode itself, in both its more chaotic moments and its more peaceful ones. This is Star of the Beginning, We Look Up at the Sky.